Welcome back to Medrash U'Maisa, sharing a story for this week's Parsha, Parshas Behar. Actually, two stories about the same tzaddik that complement each other. Rav Aharon of Belz, when he escaped from Europe and came to Eretz Yisrael, settled in Tel Aviv, where he lived in a little cottage that also had a garden. One day he asked his shamash, he said, I would like you to go buy gardening tools, right, to take care of things in the chatzer. There were some fruit trees there. The shamash said, I actually already have the tools. He said, good, so I want you to work on the garden a bit every day. Every now and then, the Rebbe would check in with him, what he's been doing, how the trees are doing, are there fruit yet, etc. And then, when the year of Shemitah approached, the Rebbe said, bring me all the gardening tools. And he brought him the gardening tools, and the Rebbe stuck them in a box and locked them up. And here it was clear that his mind was on Shemitah the entire time, the year in which we let the land rest. The Torah connects the 6 years preceding Shemitah with the Shemitah. It says, Sheish shonim tizras vadecha, for 6 years you will plant in your fields. Sheish shonim tizmar karmecha, for 6 years you will prune your vineyards. Vafta saftas tuasa, and you will gather the grain and the produce from your fields. And then, Shana Shvis, in the 7th year, Shabbason yeh la'aretz. It will be a Shabbos, a resting time for the land. So what Rav Aharon was teaching was that every bit of work he was doing during the 6 years, he had in mind, I'm doing this now because it's not Shemitah. And the message of Shemitah, which is Kili kol ha'aretz, that the entire land is mine, was always on his mind. And that's part of the positive aspect of Shemitah that's with us throughout the years, even if they're not Shemitah. However, we shouldn't think that this was the only reason that Rav Aharon was excited about his garden and the fruit trees there. He, like many tzaddikim, had a particular love for the fruits of Eretz Yisrael, because they're not just simply fruits. A story that illustrates this involves a custom, as wealthy Hasidim would come to Eretz Yisrael to spend Rosh Hashanah with Rav Aharon. They would bring the most beautiful fruits from their own particular countries in order for Rav Aharon to make a Shechiyonu bracha on them on the second night of Rosh Hashanah. I guess this was before the agricultural inspections that don't let you bring in fruit to the country. One Chassid who was close to the Rebbe saw the various wealthy Hasidim coming in with their beautiful fruits, and he ran to the Rebbe's garden and picked a few very unimpressive looking pears from the Rebbe's tree. I guess he knew that the Rebbe wouldn't mind. He came to get online with all of the wealthy visitors with their beautiful fruit. The shamash saw him standing there with those scrawny little pears, and he tried to tell him, this is not respectable, right? Go away. Nonetheless, he made his way through and he came to the Rebbe and he handed him the pears. He said, Rebbe, these are from your garden. And the Rebbe lit up and he said, Peres Eretz Yisrael, Peres Eretz Yisrael, the fruits of Eretz Yisrael. And when it came time for the Tish on the second night of Rosh Hashanah, the Rebbe gave out to everyone the fruits that the people had brought from Chutz La'aretz. But those pears were the centerpiece for him. And he kept repeating, Peres Eretz Yisrael. As he was doing that, the Chassid, who had not yet been blessed with children, jumped up and said, Rebbe, I also need pears. The Rebbe blessed him, and he and his wife were blessed with a child within the year. Eretz Yisrael is not a regular land. It's a source of bracha. It may be smaller than other countries. It may not have all of the natural resources that other countries have. But it, like Shabbos, like Am Yisrael, is meant to be a source of blessing to the world. It transmits its blessing through the 6 years in which we work, and it transmits its bracha through the fruits of Eretz Yisrael. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu bring peace to Eretz Yisrael and bless and protect all the fruits of Am Yisrael, and we be able to see the return of Am Yisrael fully to Eretz Yisrael. V'nasa na'aretz pirya, and the land will give its fruits. Have a wonderful Shabbos.